Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here, playing not history, but the future. This is the modern day mod called Millennium Dawn, as well as a couple of other mods for Hearts of Iron 4, which I have listed below in the description. And it is now August of 2019. Israel, or as I'm calling it now, Greater Israel, is well in control of most of Syria and Iraq. And we are now justifying a war that will eliminate the Kurdish Islamic State and finish taking that territory in the northern parts of Syria and Iraq. We are just a couple of weeks away from being able to declare that war. Free the markets, free the people, stop the government. The libertarian calls of our market liberal movements echoed through the streets of one of our larger cities today. All right, moving on. Not really anything to worry about. The Conservative Party, which controls my government right now, it has 30%. Social Democrats 25.8%, but mine is ever so slightly gaining. We're almost done with complete militarization, which is going to add an additional bunch of military factories, and here we go. Our justification is complete. Time to conquer. We're going to go ahead and declare this war. Israel goes to war. May the heavens help us. This one shouldn't take very long at all. There's really just very little that the Kurdish Islamic State can do to stop me. A couple of days and this one's going to be in the history books, folks. What, maybe 2 weeks? Not even. There we have it. Lots of choices to make here. I'm just going to take all the states. I mean, that was the goal, right? And done. There you have it. That was about the most anticlimactic war in history. Israel's had a few wars like that. But that one is over just as quickly as it began. The real question is, where do we go from here? I think there's really only one direction I can go. I'm not going to attack Turkey because they're part of NATO. I guess I could go after Lebanon. A small country, but seems like that might be a little easier than going after Iran. So why don't we go that route? Okay. That'll take another 260 days. In the meantime, we've got some free military factories. We must have conquered some there in the north. So let's think about where to go with this. I guess we need some more artillery. A few more main battle tanks. We're working on that. Looks like we could use some multi-role fighters. And a little bit more light mechanized, I guess. I'm not too worried about building more bombers right now. Let's see. We do need some more steel for our production changes. I don't need that much, though. There we go. And it looks like we need some more rubber as well, which we're going to get from Indonesia. Alright, we should be in good shape now. Very good. Alright, I am going to make a change here. I'm actually going to go from low taxes back up to moderate taxes. The population gain from low taxes isn't something that I desperately need right now. However, those boosts to research that I gain, definitely worth it. So, next, let's go ahead and get our forces on the border with Lebanon to prepare for what will be another really quick war. And that's going to take some time, obviously. Man, I got a lot of convoys sitting around. Maybe I should just start actually building a navy. I don't necessarily need one, but I definitely don't need 667 convoys either. So let's go ahead and look at naval dockyards. And I guess let's build some missile cruisers? Sure, why not? Obviously, that's going to necessitate some changes. All right, hey, main battle tank 4 is available now. And I think that's about as far as we're going to go for now, because 2025 before we get the next one. We could make some little researches here to some of those support battalions. All right, time to upgrade to the next generation of main battle tanks. And we're going to start producing those to get everybody upgraded. Of course, I've got some changes that need to be made to my research, or to my resources yet again. Need a whole bunch more steel because of the production that I'm making to my naval forces. All right, there we have it. Let's see, how are things coming with construction on... All right, looks like we completed our second nuclear reactor. So now we're going to have our first nuclear bomb in about 3 months. Don't think I necessarily need more than that. It'll be good enough just to start producing some nukes. Kind of curious to see how things are going in the rest of the world. We're actually about a year away from a presidential election in the United States. They're working on Southern Project. I'm curious what that is. Looks like it's just developing rural America. Okay, so they're working on infrastructure and factories in the South. In the UK, they're expanding the Air Force. In France, they are strengthening Toulon. Germany is befriending Hungary. Let's see what Turkey's doing, steel production. How about Iran, civilian industry? Kind of feeling like I want to justify a war goal against them as well, but I also feel like I've got to be careful not to get too crazy with my military expansion and thus get the ire of the rest of the world focused on me. So I think I've pretty well maxed out my research on industry. All right, we've got one more here that we can do. Working on rocket engines. Almost done with complete militarization. I'm really excited about this because I've really expanded my ability to produce. I'm up to 36 military factories. That's about to go over 40 here in just a minute. I'm also building some as well. And I think we're going to go ahead and do one more nuclear reactor. We'll do it up here. We'll queue that up. And it looks like I could actually get these divisions into the field if I want to. I still desperately need some more mechanized. I think maybe I'm going to need to actually... I'm only making 7 a day, and I have a need for 6,000 of them. And my light mechanized I'm actually good on, so I think I'm going to actually need to start a second thread of these. Let's pause for just a second here. All right, there we have it. We're going to produce some additional mechanized when the opportunity presents itself. As these new factories come online, they're going to go into producing more mechanized. Okay. So we could work on encryption. I'm not entirely sure I'm too concerned about that. Jet engines, improved rocket engines. Yeah, let's go that route. All right, and of course we need to look at our resources yet again. Make one little change here. Need some more chromium. I really probably should think about some factories to produce some of these things for myself so I don't have to trade for it all. But of course I'm limited by the factories I'm able to build because of the space that I have available for new factories. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and build a couple chromium factories. See, none of these... That's frustrating a little bit that I've conquered all this territory, but they just don't have the ability for more building slots. And I'm not even entirely sure how I go about unlocking more. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's a non-core. That's the issue there. So I can't do that right now. Eventually, I'd very much love to have some more building slots in all that territory that I've conquered. Alright, need more steel. France, man, you're just making a killing off all the steel that I'm trading with you for. Alright, we're getting close. We're about 2 months away from our first nuclear bomb. And let's take a look and see, when are we able to conquer Lebanon? May of 2020, so still about 5 months away. Probably get right to that, if not through that date on this episode. And there we go, complete militarization. There are 5 new military factories. We're going to go ahead and do this one more, gain that 1 research slot, and then the shift changes to diplomatic focus. And that should get really interesting when that happens. Alright, France, I need some more steel. I'm almost maxed out in how much steel I can get from France. Gonna need some more rubber from Indonesia as well. And at that point, all of my factories are now producing trade goods. So that's not necessarily ideal. Alright, looks like I've still got 2 going here. I think I'm going to need some more civilian factories. Got a few places where I can be producing those. And let's go ahead and queue at least one of those up here to the top. If not both. Well, we'll go with 2 of them. Alright. Hopefully at some point we won't need to trade for that much. We're actually got a nice little surplus of motorized and support equipment, which tells me it is time to look at editing our infantry brigade a little bit further by adding an additional motorized unit. So you see we're going to get a bunch of bonuses there, make them a little more powerful. And those are things that I have plenty of in stock. So that's kind of free. I mean, I use manpower, but otherwise those are things I have in stock. Let's go ahead and look at production a little further. It is now 2020. I've still got plenty of motorized in stock. We're working on upgrading the main battle tanks. Let's look here. Yeah, let's focus a little heavier on upgrades here. Alright, here we go. Another technology research here. We do have some more things we can do industrial. Factory output 20% bonus. Excellent. Yes. That would be very helpful. Continuing to upgrade the economy of Greater Israel. About 2 months away from an additional research slot. That'll be really nice to have. Just looking to see if there's anything worthwhile here. Why not? Let's go with political power gain boost. And there's our first nuclear weapon. We don't need it. Certainly not against the opponents that we're taking on right now. But if we ever find ourselves in a major war in which nuclear weapons would be helpful, they'll certainly get used. And it looks like I'm producing about 2 per year. Seems like every nuclear reactor that comes into comes online is able to produce about 1 nuclear weapon per year for me. So mechanized still is the thing that is holding me back from being able to get these units complete. So we just need to keep working on mechanized. We're a little bit better off. We had a need of 6,000. That's now down to almost 5,000. Got lots of motorized available, lots of support equipment available, lots of artillery available. All right, there's Field Hospital 2. How about holographic sites? There's another little bonus to infantry soft attack. So infantry divisions, let's look at them for a second, because those, see, there's a lot of mechanized infantry there, and motorized as well, and light mechanized. And of course I have a kind of a need for mechanized already, so probably not the route to go at the moment. However, these infantry brigades, which are really not, they're really divisions, and we'll just call them Infantry Division 2, make a regular 2 there, to distinguish them from the existing ones. Alright, there we go. We're going to go ahead and add some additional motorized. That's what we need. Mobile battalions. That's what we need. Motorized and motorized. And that'll use pretty much all the experience I have. But again, those are basically free for me. They just require manpower because I have the equipment already, and then some. And once we complete this war against Lebanon, I'll probably go ahead and do some military exercises just to build up some more experience points for them, so I can maybe make some further changes, add some artillery to those divisions. We're certainly well prepared to make that attack. About a month away from another land doctrine, and very close as well to that extra research slot, which is going to be really nice and give me a nice leg up moving forward. And we're slowly but surely consolidating power here in the Middle East. Jordan, let's take a look at them for a second. They have no friends. And listen, I'll be honest with you. Out of all the countries in the Middle East, I kind of like Jordan. I like their king. I like what they're doing there. Kind of a very modern Arab nation. And a lot of things to like about what Jordan is doing. I've got some friends who are there who live in Jordan and seem to really like it there. So part of my heart just doesn't want to go after them. But at the same time, I know that at some point I'm going to need to. But I think I may save that for, as we look here, my diplomatic focus. At some point I'm going to make a claim on Jordan, and then it'll probably go that route. And at some point I'm going to have to go after some of these other nations, and that's going to get much more difficult. So I'm going to need to build my military up quite a bit, I think. But I think maybe as I'm working on the diplomacy end of things, after I take Lebanon, I'll probably turn my attention on Iran, just because they have no friends in the region, and they're a big country, and that one will be kind of a big task for me. All right, there we go. There's an extra research slot available. Modern fatigues, 127 days. I'm continuing to just make little improvements to my military, which make them that much better in combat. So when I do go up against somebody who's a real challenge, I should be able to handle them a little bit better. All right, armored spearhead, because I do want my military to primarily be about the armored divisions. About to complete improved rocket engines. And we're coming close to May, which will be when Lebanon will go down quickly. Let's take a look here. Yeah, May 27th. So about 2 months away. Air doctrine. We might be able to... you know what? Until I go up against somebody who's particularly strong, I'm not really too concerned about my air power against some of these other nations. Alright, we'll go advanced rocket engines. Max out that tree there. Alright, so nothing much else is going to happen here, at least for a couple of months. So the next things that are going to happen are going to be my regional diplomatic focus and my war against Lebanon, which should not take very long at all. It'll be a lot like my last war, which only lasted less than a week. Still, just waiting on those mechanized units. I wonder what my mechanized need is at this point. Down to 4,500, so we're slowly but surely making progress on our needs in terms of the mechanized divisions. We've got about a third of our main battle tanks upgraded, which actually means we could probably build some more armored divisions. If I just maybe make a change to the number of mechanized units that are needed in those armored divisions, that might be the way to go. But I'll need some more military experience first. So once I get some more military experience, and maybe I'll do some drills after I take on Lebanon, I'll build up some military experience. I'll reduce the number of mechanized divisions in those armored divisions, or mechanized brigades in those armored divisions, so I can get them into the field a little quicker. I've got a nice amount of manpower, 852,000 in manpower. It's funny because I have the exact opposite problem in my other series in Hearts of Iron I'm playing right now, which is as Austria in the Great War. Austria's got plenty of production capability, but no manpower. In this one, I've got all the manpower I could possibly need, but not enough production capability to get the units into the field. Okay, new administration law. Basically, our choices are stability, political power. And I don't think my stability is able to go up any more than it already has, so I'll just go with the one that gives me that little bit of political power. Alright, let's work on getting along a little better with our NATO neighbor to the north. At some point, I'd love to be able to create my own faction, but I think that would probably require me to go a different route with my diplomatic focus. Right there, I could create a Middle East alliance, and I don't think that's the route I'm going to go. I think I'm going the aggressive policy here. Over here, just a lot of military focus. And of course, here's some political, internal political focus. All right, here we come. Lebanon, you're going down. You're going down quickly. Just a couple of days. I really hope this is not too much and doesn't start to tick off some of the other countries of the world, since I am probably responsible. Yeah, I'm responsible for about 2/3 of the world's tension right now. Here we go. Let's do this. Israel, such a belligerent nation, my goodness. Boom. Oh, come on now. Let's just do this the old-fashioned way. Bye-bye, Lebanon. Nice knowing you. All right, we gotta work on a couple of other things real quick here. Big decision to be made. We're gonna go the route of aggressive policy. World tension's gonna go up. We're gonna start to anger the Egyptians, the Palestinians. Syria doesn't exist anymore. Lebanon won't exist anymore, and of course Jordan. So there we have it. We also have a research slot available. Okay. Sorry, Lebanon. It was nice knowing you. But you're just kind of in the way. And my map looks a whole lot neater with you not carving out a little bit of territory there on the coast. So that's just the way it's got to be. Here, you guys get in there and help. Let's finish this off. There we have it. Okay. Take all states. Thank you. That will be all. Lebanon was the next. Okay. So doesn't that look a whole lot neater there without Lebanon on the coast just kind of carving out territory? So here's what we're going to do now. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and just get these units into the field so they can be training along with the others. Obviously, they don't have everything they need yet, but it'll do for now. All right. Now, obviously, we have too many divisions, so it's time to get somebody in there. Hold on. Who can be a field marshal. We're going to put this front line over here on the border with Iran, which I know is going to be my first significant military challenge. They are not some of these small countries that I've been going to war with. They're going to be a much bigger apple to take a bite out of. So let's do that. Let's get them doing exercises so we can build up some more military experience. Let's do a couple of things here with that. We're not going to worry about bombers right now. We're going to look at our resource needs. All right, we're going to have to trade for... Wow, okay. We're at the place now with those new factories that we just conquered that actually now need more steel than I can possibly produce. So what we're going to do is this. I'm forgetting where I'm going here. We're just going to have to cut back on these missile cruisers that I'm building and just keep on producing unneeded convoys. Or we could go with destroyers, I guess. Sure, why not? Let's build some destroyers. So now where are we on needs? Still need steel. All right, well, we're just going to have to need some steel for now. Oh, there we go. We're good. All right. Just using all of my factories to trade right now. So at some point, that'll need to change. But we're going to wrap it up right there. That's a good episode. We took the rest of the Islamic State of Kurdistan. We took Lebanon. And now we turn our sights on Iran, which is going to be a big one. So we'll come back in the next couple of days with another episode. As always, I certainly welcome any and all input that you may have. If you have questions about things you want to see or want me to explain, if you're not familiar with the game or with this mod, be more than happy to do that. Just use the comment section below, and I try to respond to those things as quickly as I possibly can. If you would hit that thumbs up and like this video, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos that I'll give you links to below right there. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.